Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with our tennis pro, tennis legend, John Riggio, also newlywed, and also he's an author, he's an architect, and always excited to have him here because he is a man of the world traveled, so many stories. He's joining us today live from his offices in Metuchen, New Jersey, where he is an architect, right? But he's got some great stories, and I'm not sure, are we diving into the tennis world, the wedding world?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk a little more about just present times, some tennis things going on, continuing from the last podcast. And so I usually talk about my architect profession, but I also like to talk about my tennis stories from years ago. And I think from I first started talking about the tennis back in like 2019 when I started these podcasts, and it has really grown, and it's been really a very good experience to get back into all the different things with tennis. Some of my tennis playing had already returned. I started getting back into tennis years ago, and it's developed where I have my own tennis meetup here. It's about 2,000 players. Some people are joining, some people are leaving, so there's a rotation of players. And sort of from the podcast, I made connections back from years ago, finding people, and it's been pretty good. Where it's led me all the way to go to Japan, talk to CGU Nishio. Really started to get back into thinking more about playing pro style tennis and really improving my game. And also, this has also culminated into my writing of a book. Um, of course, the book, I had people help me with the book. I have a copy over here. It's called My Own Court, Life Story of Tennis Legend John Riggio. And this says stories about when I was young, playing tennis, and getting into pro tennis, and then also talking about my architect profession, how that had always supported all of the different things as I went along with the pro tennis, and was meant to go along with the sports. A lot of other players are also involved in things with architect type work to do pro tennis, and so that book has really explained everything over the different podcasts I had over the recent years. And now with the book, I've started to get out there and went to some book expos recently. A lot of people are interested in the book, made some autographed copies of the book. And just from remembering the past, just recently got into this thing of making this artificial intelligence picture of the tennis fox. And a lot of people really like this. It's good for kids. They like this whole artificial intelligence generated photograph that I put together. It's really amazing. I think
Got it.
one
Are you going to
interesting.
pull it up or no?
Yeah, I have
Okay, okay. I was waiting for it to pop up, but it's cute.
the the thing with the tennis fox. One interesting thing is it doesn't really have my picture in it, which is really amazing. And I think that's one thing about it. See if I can get a nice picture of it here. Yes, I have the photograph here. Okay, good. So this here, what I could do, let me just get back onto the Zoom interface here. Okay, great. I could share that right now. Let me just share this. And this is a picture from the Flemington Book Fair. This area here is for all the authors in the area. And so this is really where their tents are. And just zoom in. This is the picture. And this is just showing the autograph copy of the picture. And I think the one interesting thing about this, it doesn't really show my real photograph at all. It's just sort of like
It-
artificial intelligence generated pictures. This is something brand new they have these days.
Yep, it looks great though. It does.
So this was amazing what's here, and a lot of people like this. I've been handing these out, this new picture, and it's really been going good with this. Let me just unshare this for 1 minute. Okay, so that has really has been amazing, and I think over the years there, I noticed there were so many experiences playing tennis. I think somehow when you're younger, the experiences are maybe they were calculating 4 times. So I think like every week or month would equal like 4 times today somehow. So
Oh,
there was that's why there were so many experiences. They really were packing in a lot of things at one time, which was really amazing. And so I think the one thing just recently is, of course, I had announced my marriage, and I was also talking about last week some very interesting things about health nutrition. And this is a lot of people, I think, when they are at a certain age, they get into health nutrition. A lot of sport people like the health nutrition, and I think pretty much everyone gets into this thing with the health nutrition. So I think I had done a little business, just sort of some education about it. And by doing that, it was very interesting. I've had met all kinds of interesting people. And I think a lot of people do something like this. A lot of doing this also was educating me about a business startup education, and which was good. And I was applying a lot of that to my architect office at the same time too. The health nutrition, which was really good, was I just noticed over the years, especially when I was young, I used to spend a lot of hours in the sunshine, playing tennis and things like that, and just went through a whole thing of trying to get rid of all those problems, like you get like skin blight and things like that, and I was successful in getting rid of a lot of those problems. I noticed even from working, uh, see, drinking a lot of cups of coffee too. I was always wondering about the health effects on my body too, if it was wearing me down, if it was causing problems, things like that. And so I was always researching this whole thing with the health, nutrition, getting rid of like skin blight and things like that. And it wasn't too bad. Uh, that developed into a whole thing. I went to this thing, like I explained last podcast. Of I brought over someone's meetup, and the meetup I had to continue to grow. It was very good. It was very businessy. A lot of people were networking, and I was learning a lot of different things about that. I got myself involved with going to different expos and things like that. And even though I had discontinued the group, sort of came to an end of learning enough of what was
mm-hmm.
going on with that. It was really very good. I think with that particular industry, I noticed people really get a desire to want to really get into selling like products, health creams, any kind of thing like that. And then the whole thing is really the idea of how to have business startup knowledge. You'd really have to go and get take courses. And I think this is something for even architects and people getting into selling products have in common of at that certain point you have to learn about business startups. And I took some certificate classes, applied it to my present business too, and it was really very good, very educational. I recommend to do it. And the thing with the products, the health products, is very social. It wasn't too bad. People are involved with that. Um, so I was doing that for a while, and I was doing that just on the side, like most people do. I talk to people; they all do things like that. And the I think the one interesting thing is I was saying with my recent marriage was my new wife is involved with something called Unicity. And Unicity is this health product company. They make nutrition. drinks. It's like a powdered drink. You pour it into water and you drink it. And somehow this thing with doing health nutrition made it possible for her to come to the United States of America from Vietnam. The visas between the U.S. and Vietnam are very difficult, and this whole venture provided that. I had already met some people from Vietnam just by chance, and they had told me about this whole thing, which is very interesting. It was really amazing, and I think now the years had gone past. I somehow was able to put this together. My wife's interest with the health nutrition and my interest with the health nutrition were very good. So we were on our first honeymoon just this last week, and I made this little video showing how you use the Unicity health products. Let me show you. Let me share this.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is the picture. This is us on our honeymoon. We are taking a little scenic cruise.
Oh my goodness, you like
This is
model
our trip
beautiful.
before our big one. This was just our
Oh,
initial trip.
beautiful.
We were over down in Washington, D.C., and this is on the boat ride they have there for the tourists, and you can go around. And this is our picture together.
Oh my goodness,
So we
beautiful.
were here just taking our little tourist boat. This is just in between the different stops. And so this here is the Unicity product. It really says Unicity right on it. And this
Mm-hmm.
here is just a plain bottle of water we bought here on the boat for the tourist ride. And this here, let's see if this goes. Let's see if this goes here. Where's the video? Okay, let me close that one. For some reason that had opened. Oh, the screen sharing had stopped on that. Let me just close this one. And let me open the screen sharing again. And what I can do is share the sound. Let's see, why isn't that on there? Okay, I have it here. Okay, for some reason that had closed. So I have it right here. I have it prepared. And this is let's see if this is the video. No, that isn't the video. Okay, I have the video here. Okay, let me just get it. I have it, a copy of it. So let me just share the photograph in the meantime.
Sure.
Where is that picture? Where did it go? Okay, good.
Here
Okay,
we
so
go.
that
Sharing.
let me just get the video on that. I have it here. Let's find this video. So in this picture, it shows that power you just pour it in. It's very simple to do. And let me just get the picture of it. I had the whole thing here. No. Oh, here it is. Okay, that's why. Okay, let me just get this downloaded in 2 seconds here. Okay. All right, excellent.
Oh.
Okay, so this here is let me just share it now. I have it here. There it is. Okay, so this is the start of this video. This shows this example.
Okay, make the Unicity health drink. Okay, pour it in there. Very good. Great. We'll hold this for you. Health drink powder. Nice. Shake it really good. Excellent. Shake it really well. Very good, very good. Nice.
In 2017, nearly a century after the end of the war to end all wars, groundbreaking took place
Beautiful.
on National
Great.
Memorial.
Yes. Apple flavor. Right. Great.
Great.
Very good.
Okay, good.
Oh my God, that is so cute. You guys should do an ad.
Doing that, and so she came here to the United States of America just with the Unicity, just for that health product that you're
Oh my
seeing, which is
gosh.
really amazing. That is, it seems to be one really big thing, really important, and one thing that people can come from there and travel over here and to really get involved with the health nutrition. So that drink is very good. It's very nice that they have different flavors, and from her getting involved with that, I was able to try some of those things. I think as far as those health nutritions, I think if anyone's interested in them, they have this thing called Yunfi in
Mm.
and this is a whole thing that they have with health products, and they have whole expositions in the US for these health products. They were having them down over in the Baltimore Convention Center for a while. I haven't checked on them if they're still there, but that is where people can go there. You can go there as just like a everyday consumer of health food, and you can check out the different things. They have seminars, you learning about them, and this seems to be very good. I think the thing within the health nutrition is very good. I think particularly I was also working on getting rid of a lot of things like skin blight and things like that, staying out in the sun and tennis and like growing up on Long Island with the beach and things like that. I think when I was younger, I was used to sort of like staying out, standing like on the beach, and I didn't have any sunblock on. I would stand there maybe like a couple hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, like playing tennis, and you would get a really dark tan. You can get a dark tan. I think these days I always use sunblock. I think when I was younger, we weren't really using too much sunblock, but now as I'm older, I'm using sunblock, and the sunblock seems to work pretty good, especially for playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Recommend that. I always on Sunday mornings I teach the tennis to people who are just learning, and I always go through some basic things about putting on sunblock. It gets rid of getting a sunburn. You don't get that whole thing with red on you, and you can get pain, sunburn pain, and things like that. So that gets rid of one problem. I think for after years and years of getting suntans, I think I was, getting a little sun blight on me, and doing the health nutrition with the skin and things like that. I was able to recover a lot of those problems. Like I was able to turn a lot of the problems back, getting rid of them. And that's good. I think a lot of those things they could develop into worse problems, things like that. People get those skin tags and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all those things already. I got rid of a lot of those problems. A lot of it came through the health nutrition. A lot of it came through skin, getting rid of those things like that. And so usually these days to not have the same problem reoccur over and over again, I usually use skin sunblock on my thing. But I think for me, I was said a few stories about when I was younger. Of course, you don't want to take the sunblock and put it on your hands when you're playing tennis, because then you're going to have your racket is going to slip on your hands and you're not going to play very well. So you want to, I think the newest ones is the spray on sunblock. It's worked very good. You do not have to touch it with your hands and your problems are gone with that. I mean, that is really very good. And in fact, I didn't show some pictures, but in fact, my new wife Cherry, she's a very good tennis player.
Really?
Has come to my tennis meetups and participated in the instruction classes. He is has that ability to do things like that. Which is really great. As far as the health nutrition, the drink that Unicity drink, I think what it is, it's really just a vegetable drink. It's like say you would have like a drink of like a V8 drink. I think when I was younger, I used to like to drink a V8 drink. Pretty much a very good drink of vegetables, nutrition. I think when I was young, I was very light. I only had 3% body fat. I maybe have like a can of V8 and like maybe one piece of cheese. I would so I used to stay very light. I remember when I was young, the Vitas Gary Lightus always used to laugh about what I had for breakfast. He was wondering if I went and got like two eggs and or something like that for breakfast, and I told him I was eating very light for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
He was always really laughing about that. He thought it was funny that I was eating very light and didn't bother with a bottle of water really too. A lot of times I would go and I would drink maybe 3, 4 cups of water after I was finished playing tennis. I didn't want to say, but if you drink like 3, 4 cups of water before you're playing tennis, maybe you're a little heavy. If you drink the 4 cups of water after you play tennis, you have your water is back, you're refreshed, and that extra pound or two, you're not really drinking the extra pound or two to slow you down on the tennis court. It was really that sensitive situation where you really don't like, or you're very light playing tennis. My weight was only 155 pounds, the same height today, about approximately 5'11", and that's really what was happening with my tennis
Wow.
game. So I think of course, I had said before, but my body at 155 pounds, 3%, but I was really number one with my doctor, who was a sport doctor. He was an aviation
Sports.
doctor, and he was also a
Oh,
sport
wow.
doctor. He did a few different pro tennis players in boxing and in baseball, professional baseball. And he also used to do the people in the U.S. Marines, the different armed forces. It turns out the person before me that was number one was really in the armed forces. So I had beat him. My numbers beat him to make me number one in his career
Yeah.
doctor in that category, which was really amazing. So that's why I was saying these stories. They're real solid stories. They're not jokes or anything. And so that's what was happening. I think so. I think that is really some of the amazing stories. I think there are more and more stories to talk about. So many interesting things. I think with health nutrition, I think as far as comparing with sports, I think basic things like vegetables and things like that. A lot of things with health nutrition I got through way later. Also, my tennis playing wasn't even the playing had stopped. I was a little older, getting in my late 20s when I was really trying to do a fix up, and it was working very well. But as playing in tennis, they always used to do tests of urine tests on me and all the other players too. They used to always check that any type of food, nutrition you're taking is not going to conflict with the requirements of sports, or you're not taking anything that's trying to enhance your playing. Some people, when they did take the urine test, they did get caught that they were taking something to try to make them run extra fast or play extra fast, and it wasn't really good. It wasn't allowed. But I think any basic nutrition you're eating is completely okay, and it doesn't violate any of those rules. So that was the key thing. But I think a lot of this nutrition is really people when they get a little bit older, maybe in their later 20s, they start to get into this. I was getting involved with learning about this, and it was successful in going through all the different things like that. I was able to get rid of all the different skin blights and things. It was very good. It wasn't really a mistake to get involved with that. Doing the thing with the health nutrition I was talking about with the business venture was very good. I was able to apply all those things to my office too for my profession. The architect profession doesn't really give you too much small business startups. I think some of the education maybe it was from years ago, but you would work for a very large company or something, and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to worry about a small business startup or anything like that. So all those things you have to do on your own. And a lot of those things I was able to put together. What I did was when I sort of reached the end of doing the nutrition meetup, I have a site that is for permits in New York City. And I think that immediately turned a profit when I did that site. This was before COVID. We were meeting, and a lot of people were interested in networking. They wanted to hire somebody that they can meet in person, informally, instead of like making that phone call and going to their office and things like that. So they were able to come and talk to me, and I think switching it over to architect site immediately made money. But there were other values in the other venture with the business and with the health nutrition. It had to do with people also selling different kinds of products, cosmetic products, all kinds of things like that, and people really are interested in doing that. So that whole thing, none of it was a waste of time. It was very good. It was very educational. And I think a lot of things with that were also leading to a lot of people at a certain point were supposed to go to college and get a degree if they want to progress further,
Mm-hmm.
which
Of
is
course.
very interesting. They couldn't just stay there as learning business on their own. A lot of people, when I was talking to them, the same thing was happening. You'd have to go to college, maybe if you want to go for the logistics, if you want to go for a nutrition degrees or something like that.
Yep.
And
And we got to wrap up in one more minute. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so, yeah, so that was really interesting, and there was a lot of technical things in there. I shut that down if people just came there and want technical information. Is really I wasn't a technical trained person involved with anything with health nutrition anyway, so I discontinued that meetup group. But otherwise, it wasn't a waste of time. It was very good. And so all these different stories, I have them on my webpage. I have them on YouTube. I have a complete list of the videos on YouTube. You can watch them. They're really very interesting. It shows a lot of different information, different stories from years ago playing tennis. And of course, tennis is part of entertainment. So it has all kinds of different entertainers that I knew and all kinds of really fun stories.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. How do we contact you, John?
Sure, you go onto my webpage, www.johnriggio.com. You go onto Facebook, John Riggio Pro Tennis Player. You go onto my site on X. I'm there. You could send a message. You could just take a look at the pictures. It's a lot of fun.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You have a fantastic day, and we'll talk soon. Tell Cherry I said hello.
Thanks, sure, bye.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.